Long ago, before the Dinka, Nuer, Atwat, and their kin walked the plains and swam the rivers of what is now South Sudan, they lived by the edge of a vast, unending sea. The waters stretched beyond sight, an eternal blue horizon that blended with the heavens. This was Adektit, the place of their origin, where the first ancestors learned to sing, hunt, and dream. The stories say this was not a sea like the ones we know. It was a living thing, an ancient body that whispered secrets in the language of waves. The elders say a bird could fly across its expanse and still see no land, its wings growing weary until it fell into the endless embrace of the waters. The Dinka call it Ababdit, a river with no shore. Others call it the Great Unknown, a realm where earth, sky, and water were one. One day the waters of Adektit began to grow restless. The sea, in its ancient wisdom, sensed a change in the balance of the world. The ancestors, who had always trusted the rhythms of nature, began to see signs. Fish leapt from the waters as if fleeing something unseen. The skies darkened, and the wind carried whispers of faraway lands and distant fates. It was then that a vision came to the elders. In the dream, the sea spoke, its voice as deep as the earth's core. "Children of Adektit," it said, "your time here is ending. The world beyond calls to you. Follow the rivers that flow from my heart, and they will guide you to your destiny." The people were torn. Adektit was their home, their cradle. Yet the dream was clear, and the elders were wise. With heavy hearts, they built rafts from reeds and gathered their cattle, the companions they loved as kin. They sang songs of farewell, melodies carried by the wind across the endless sea. Their journey was long and perilous. The rivers guided them, but they faced trials at every turn. Storms that threatened to overturn their rafts, crocodiles that watched from the shadows, and nights so dark that even the stars seemed to disappear. Yet they pressed on, driven by the promise of a new home. One day, they reached a place where the rivers split and the land opened wide. The waters were calm, the soil rich, and the sky endless. Here, they saw their future. They named it the Nile, the lifeblood that would sustain them for generations. But even as they settled, they never forgot Adektit, the great sea that had given them life and then guided them to freedom. To this day, the memory of Adektit lingers in their hearts and their stories. The Dinka, Nuer, Shilluk, and Atwat tell of the bird that flies over a sea with no shore, of the waters that whispered of a world beyond. Scholars may seek to place this sea on a map, to name it as the Mediterranean, the Red Sea, or some other body of water. But to the people of the Nile, Adektit is more than a place. It is the beginning of all things, a sacred mystery that lives in the rhythm of the rivers and the beating of their hearts.